Welcome to today's Rapid Report. We begin with a heated debate unfolding in Washington, D.C., where conservative figure Blake Masters is addressing concerns over border security and the escalating fentanyl crisis. Masters has framed these issues as part of a broader effort by elite groups to destabilize the nation through open border policies, a claim that has sparked intense controversy. At the heart of the discussion is the question of militarizing the U.S. Mexico border, an idea that has gained traction among hardline conservatives but has faced significant pushback. Masters, closely aligned with former President Donald Trump, finds himself navigating the political landscape as critics question the feasibility and legality of such measures. In 2022, what once seemed like a campaign talking point has now emerged as a serious policy plan: the direct involvement of the U.S. military in border enforcement. Trump reportedly held official meetings at the Pentagon and the White House to discuss the creation of what can only be described as a real war zone along the southern border. Under this strategy, the Pentagon would assume control of the border, an unprecedented shift from traditional enforcement methods. While this idea was largely dismissed as improbable in the past, Trump's renewed push for military involvement is gaining traction. His proposed plan envisions turning the entire border region into an operational military base. Unlike previous deployments of the National Guard under past administrations, Trump's approach would place fully armed soldiers on the front lines. If enacted, this policy would mean that individuals crossing the border illegally would no longer encounter Border Patrol officers but instead heavily armed military personnel authorized to use lethal force. Military vehicles and fortified infrastructure would be established along the border with full Pentagon approval. A major legal obstacle to Trump's plan is the Posse Comitatus Act, which restricts the use of the military for domestic law enforcement. However, Trump is reportedly looking for legal loopholes to circumvent these restrictions. He aims to create what some experts are calling a legal gray zone, allowing the military to engage in border enforcement without direct violation of federal laws. The urgency of the border issue has intensified, with reports showing that in December 2024, just before President Biden left office, illegal border crossings exceeded 124,000. However, current figures suggest a significant decrease, now hovering at just over 28,000. Despite this drop, the debate over border security remains at the forefront of national politics. Blake Masters, a key voice in this conversation, is facing the challenge of navigating Trump's influence and the growing concerns over border violence. While Masters acknowledges the dangers posed by fentanyl trafficking and cartel activity, critics argue that the push for military intervention is rooted in fear-mongering rather than practical solutions. Trump's rhetoric continues to fuel this debate, often referring to undocumented immigrants as aliens and leveraging the immigration crisis as a political tool. His return to the White House could see an escalation in emergency executive actions, bypassing Congress to allocate extraordinary defense funds for border militarization. This could include expanding the border wall and further entrenching his hardline immigration stance. As the 2025 political landscape unfolds, the battle over America's southern border is shaping up to be one of the most divisive issues in modern history. Will the U.S. move towards a militarized border zone, or will legal and political resistance halt Trump's plans? Stay with us as we continue to follow this developing story. For now, I'm Zach Curry, and this has been your Rapid Report.